Hello, welcome to the final word. Everton 0, Aston Villa 0 at Goodison Park yesterday. And I want to say a frustrating draw, but it probably wasn't. It was a fair result. I think two teams who, like I said on my Mathew reaction, seemed to settle for a draw with 15 minutes to go, which I thought was a bit weird from both perspectives. But hey ho, that is footy, joined by John in the studio with me and Ped. The manager yesterday was happy to welcome Toffee back, as I think we all were. Happy to see him back in the side. And a surprise for me was Dwight McNeil was on the bench, because I know the manager had said he was touch and go for the game, but he then later in his press conference kind of indicated Crystal Palace would be the one that he'd be back for. So it was good to see him back on the bench, but it was a start in the Premier League for Danjuma after lots of noise. Pictures of him on a plane and all that this week. I mean, Ped, good that Toffee was back, and a bit of a boost for us, because basically we haven't won a game or kept a clean sheet since he's been off the side.
We kept a clean sheet of Palace
in the league. Just because I'd seen that stat yesterday. Premier League.
No, of course, it was good to have him back. He's one of our, well, he is our most important player. We don't score as many goals without him. Irony, because I finished 0-0, but he's a huge cog for this team to work. And also, the other, I mean, there's no replacements. The manager just fiddles around in the dark when he's not available, which is the worst. And I'm not having to go to the manager for that. But
go on.
Nobody does, doesn't he? He's fiddling around in the dark.
He is.
He's trying to shoehorn people in. There's very few players actually in the league who play like Toffee. So, no, it's good to have him back, and
makes a difference.
Such an important game, and obviously ahead of the Palace game as well. Yeah, it's always to have as many. The squad is only a couple players down now, isn't it? Even though it's and when you've got a squad as small as we have, you've got to have everyone if you can as possible. So yeah, it's good to have him, and good to have Dwight McNeil on the bench as well, even though he was nowhere near fit.
No, yeah. We'll come on to that later, because he definitely wasn't fit. Do you know what I mean? It was a start for Arnaud Danjuma, and been loads of noise around Arnaud Danjuma that he hasn't, Leon have agreed terms with him and all of this that's going on at the moment. Ultimately, Everton will make the decision, because they've got a contract with the player.
Indeed, yeah.
And he was given a start yesterday, and I guess for him, moving forward, if he's to remain at Everton, he's got to start taking these opportunities when they come along, because quite clearly the manager prefers Dwight McNeil, mainly because he knows work rate and he knows he's going to do the job for him. But Danjuma, if he's going to remain, or if he's going to earn more starts, he's got to take opportunities when they come along, hasn't he?
Yeah, of course he has. And I thought, particularly in the first half, it was okay. Wasn't surprised it was the first sub sort of thing, or first change, because the manager, as you rightly say, favours the work rate of McNeil, and probably a bit better end product as well.
Yeah.
I thought a couple of times in the first half, well, actually, Danjuma had a shot, I think. I said to the guys behind me, Phil and his dad, he's never going to pass, is he? Sort of thing.
No, he doesn't like a pass.
But then he put that great pass in for Dom, who should have buried it.
Well, that's because he couldn't shoot from there.
Probably.
20 yards in our half.
So that was an okay performance. And, but I don't think it would for half an hour, or maybe a bit longer. Because who knows, with all these very, very long...
He had 15 touches, can I just tell you?
Yeah.
I actually thought he started really well after 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay, well,
No.
I sit behind one goal, you sit behind the other goal, you sit behind the side, so that's great. We get three completely different views.
No, I'm just saying. He was in the team. Did he do enough for you?
To get a start when...
So
next game, sort of thing. No.
Yeah.
No. And that's the point. It was okay, but against where he's been before. I mean, clearly you can see he's got some pace.
Something there, yeah.
You can see that he scares players because he's quite direct. But he doesn't do enough for us to even know whether his final product's any good. You know what I mean? And he was doing more off the ball, which is probably where I give him a bit more of a credit. But if you emotional stat is on the ball type stuff, he didn't get engaged a huge amounts, but no one did really. And because the game plan that Dyche seems to favour, which is we soak up pressure, counter, and make you pay. Had DCL scored, you'd have gone, job done for the first half. That'll do. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And now we can relax. Sit off them. And every time we countered, we looked like we could have done something.
But I thought, I mean, Ped, I thought we started really well, actually. I thought the first 15 minutes we were excellent. I thought we had them shaky. And we had Dan
we were repeating the cup game, weren't we?
Dan Juva has 2 opportunities in the first, within about 3 seconds of each other. After about 3 or 4 minutes, the ball comes in. He should really hit the target with his first volley. He comes in with the side foot, and I think it might hit a shin. It works back to him, and he stabs it wide. And I thought he's looking, that's good. He's in the game now, nice and bright. And Villa, because we were pressing them so well when they were trying to play out from the back, they looked a bit nervous. I mean, they had Kamara back, and I thought, to be honest, he was their best player yesterday. He just sat. But he had a couple of nervous passes where we almost nicked it. And for me, we just don't do that enough. We don't sustain enough.
We don't risk. We don't play risk and reward, do we? We've seen that late on in the game where there might have been an opportunity to push them back in the later stages, and we don't. We retreat. People get back into position. And when you wide men get back into position, they're not going to be advancing forward. And I only mentioned that Danjuma, how many touches he had, not to have a go at him personally, but just show you that he's not really involved in the game. A player like that doesn't get involved in the game. Therefore, they have very few touches. Whereas someone like Mathew will get back, get involved, get a touch, do the doggy work, that kind of side of things. But a player like Danjuma and Dom, I think Dom had a similar amount of touches as him. Those kind of forward players, we don't get them involved enough. So you have to capitalise on those early moments when people are cold. And we know Villa, especially away from home, but they do score late goals. So you've got to capitalise on early. There was one where we almost caught the goalkeeper Onana, I think it was, fell into him. You've got to take those opportunities. And that's where as a team we are where, and we're not where we should be. But you know what I mean? It's like the manager, and I'm not having a go with the manager, but the manager...
He keeps saying that.
No, I know, but I have to clarify because people like to... But he talks about XG paying you back. Fucking no.
It doesn't.
Because we don't make chances.
No.
We don't make chances. We don't make... I know we had a couple just before our time and we had the early ones, but we just don't have a threat. And it's such an issue for us.
But we had one with Danjuma where we broke, and he had Mikalenko go steaming that in front of him. He's got to slide him in, and he had James Garner.
This is he doesn't pass one in it, yeah.
And he it's trying to put it through someone, and it's like, mate, there was no way you could score because there was no backlift. You should have just played Mikalenko in, who would have cut it back, and we'd have had 2.
That's playing for yourself behaviour, which clearly won't appeal to this manager as well.
No, but even that is just decision making. Just roll it off, and you can drop into a pocket, and it might come back.
And also, you've lost the ball as well. You've lost the ball and you're in transition because
your left back's gone bombing on
the pitch. So you've lost the ball, and that's why you won't like him as a player. That's why you won't play him.
That's where I was going. Exactly. Is it too much risk for him?
And he can't get. He seems like a player who doesn't get past the first half. Like he doesn't get past the first half. He was seen at Palace. He had a great first half. Well, great is relative term, but you know, for Everton, for him, maybe.
For him.
No, for him in an Everton shirt.
But second half, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So. That's fitness, and the manager obviously was going to pull him off after an hour and did.
We had obviously, I mean, we're saying this, and ironically, he created our best moment of the game. To be fair, we're just going to have a look.
It's good ball, this, isn't it?
Oh, there's still, and there he is. This is what I'm saying. He was never going to shoot, so the pass was on. But it's great vision. And this was a ball.
Only 60 yards from the goal, though.
Well, yeah, but I know, but where Villa's line was, this was a ball that was on all day, and I just don't understand.
We never played it.
Me and Ped spoke in the preview, and I was saying he kept getting done against Burnley with one ball, straight ball. We didn't do it enough, but here he is. He plays a Trivela pass with the outside of his foot into the path for Dom to run on. We take it on again. Dom's clean through. Now, this is very similar to what he did at Villa Park when he raced through from the halfway line. He opened his body up. He's going in here. Martinez starts to come and then just retreats slightly and stands up. And I actually think Dom, I think he's got time to take one more touch. But if he isn't going to take a touch, he's got to lift this.
He's side-footing it almost.
And look how far out he is. He can nudge that one more time, and the keeper will advance then, and then he can just flick it past.
What that is, though, is
and he's
that's the goalkeeper.
Take it again, Ned. And there you go.
That's the goalkeeper controlling the situation, isn't it? That's the goalkeeper saying, where I'm standing here is you can't bend it into this corner. So therefore I'm saying to you, are you good enough to do what you did at Villa Park? Because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to do what he did at Villa Park. He's using that muscle memory and going back to it. And what he's saying is, are you good enough? Because I know you can't bend it in, but are you good enough to stick it in the other corner that I've... It's the goalkeeper controlling the situation, and that's Dominic Calvert-Lewin in a nutshell, never having the control to be in that situation in the one-on-one, and the goalkeeper's done him there. And you're right, he has got time to take another touch. He's got time to create the angle, like the Corey did with the offside goal in the second half.
Yeah, true.
You know, he's got all the time in the world, but the problem is, as a striker, he's not got that coldness.
And
he never has had that coldness.
Not confident either.
No, he's not confident, but he's never had that coldness as a centre forward.
No, he hasn't.
He's never got past those early stages of where you see other people, or even mean, well, you're born with it, aren't you? You're born with that coldness.
But you nailed it, right? There are strikers, and we've had them, where in that situation, you said you just rocked it back into your chair because he isn't going to score. You would rock back in your chair because you know they are.
No, well, put it this way, if Ollie Watkins had ran through with Pickford, he'd have scored.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you'd have thought, unless Jordan's made it, you'd think he'll score this. That's not having a go. Dom's got loads of great characteristics, brilliant in the
finishing
air, hold up plays good. He gets you goals. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, listen,
that's the XG on that chance, do you know? Anyone know what?
I don't know, but it's middle of the bleeding goal. Yeah. Like, at the back's actor scoring.
Yeah, exactly. Ned would have scored.
It is what it is. No, we wouldn't. It is what it is, but we don't give him loads of chances either. So that's the only chance he has in the game. Yeah. Whereas we should be going fantastic in the air to get balls into him.
Give him another one.
Attack him. We should be trying to create 3 or 4 for him so that he takes one of them.
True.
The goal will probably be this big to Dom at the moment because he's not scoring. We need him to score goals.
Goalie's feet are this big.
Exactly, but we're seeing him now. That's Man City at home at 2-1. He misses a great chance.
Yeah.
Wolves away at 1-0. Misses a great chance. And it's here in this game at 0-0. He misses a great chance. Now, when he's in the flow, you know,
just puts them in
at their goals, or certainly you feel like he's going to score.
He's thinking too much as well.
But you know, it was a great ball by Dan Humer, and that was Everton's. I don't know, it was Everton's best chance in the whole game, and we just never got a better one. And the keeper, you've got to give the goalie done well as well.
It's actually the save for the second.
It comes back to James Garner, and he hits it well, and he tips it wide, doesn't he? Which is a great. And that was like that moment for probably 5 or 6 seconds. Martinez has come up big for Villa twice and kept it at 0-0. You're right, Ped, the second one is a better set. I mean, all he does for the first is just make himself big. Dom just be clipping it. As he goes like that, Dom should be going here with a bit of lifting the ball.
Yeah.
It reminded me of day one when Abdoulaye Doucouré broke through against Fulham. And on that occasion, he should have squared it to James Garner, but he didn't. He went himself, hits it straight, and the keeper's foot saves it. If he lifts it, it's 1-0. And, you know, we lost that game that day. We didn't lose yesterday. But they were the best moments for Everton, and Garner follows it up with a good strike, and it's another good save. And, you know, from a man who wastes time after like 47 seconds in a game, Martinez, he's mad, but he is a very, very good goalkeeper.
Did you see Match of the Day 2 last night?
No.
They had a view of that from the Gladys Street, and as the ball's played through, Martinez has got his back to the goal, to where the ball's coming from, running back into his box because he'd been so far out. And then he turns round and sets himself. And Dom's run 10 or 15 metres by that time. So he's done what you just said, which is the goalie's outside the striker. When he's the one who presumably had a bit of a heart pump, bloody hell, I'm halfway up the pitch, and then and turn round and set himself. And he's a bit of an unsavoury character, but...
I'd love him, he's great.
You've got him.
No, that's what I mean.
He's the same as John McGinn.
I agree.
John McGinn done my head in yesterday, but he's brilliant. If you had him, you'd love him.
Totally agree.
He referees the game. He's a cry-ass. He looks like he's just walked out the pub. He just gets the ball, sticks that massive... Kenny Dalglish.
It's Morrissey Robertson type player.
And you can't get round him, but he's brilliant. And he's got a goal in him. And I think he's a cracking player for Villa.
Of course.
And Martinez is the same. If he's your goalie, you love him. Against you hate him because he's horrible. He wastes time. He's
a wind-up merchant, yeah.
But
He's great.
He's a great goalkeeper.
But he controlled that situation.
He did.
No, he did. He won.
But he nearly fell for the eye as well, right? Nearly.
But he's saying to him, but he's basically saying, are you good enough? Are you good enough to beat me from here?
All the cards are in Don's hand. He's just got to react, hasn't he? Hey, and if Don goes like that, I'm going to put it here. He'll lean, which is what he did. Because if he hits it there, I'm leaning.
But you also wouldn't put it past Martinez to lean that way to make Don put it this way.
That's then you doubles. But can you finish that?
But I was listening on the radio on the way in here, and they were talking about our game because at the end of the day it was a low quality game and all that sort of stuff. And they were talking about Martinez, and they were just saying, well, if you want to be classed as the best keeper in the division, you've got to be better than him. And that probably says where he's at, isn't it? Which is he's up amongst the best in the division.
Well, Ederson and Alisson are better.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
he's probably the next
you
one.
have to be better than him to be the best.
Yeah. Although, ironically, our goalkeepers got the most clean sheets this season yesterday. Villa, I mean, Jordan Pickford he did make a good save in the first half. Everton, the danger for me in the first half was that ball in over Tarkowski and Ollie Watkins' run. And he got in about 3 times in the first half where we sorted it.
Too easy, didn't it?
Half, but he brought one down, Watkins, brilliantly, and Jordan Pickford come out and smothered it really well, saved it with his legs because he flicked it. Hadn't he flicked one past him and Coleman went running across to clear it. He got in a couple of times. That gave me a little bit of a worry. But Villa did have a goal, cracking goal from Moreno.
Marginal.
But it was offside.
Yeah.
And
the foul on Danjuma probably was just to be.
Well, it was that to me was probably worse than. Well, it wasn't worse because he was offside, but it could have been chalked off for that. But it was a great strike. But what annoyed me was we're supposed to be really good off set pieces, offensively and defensively, and we're crap off both at the moment. You know, I think Everton.
We're being statistically the best on both, and now we're not.
Well, Everton, I think they've conceded the most goals off set pieces this
that's
season.
right.
Stat, and we've scored hardly any. But yesterday for that corner, they just played. We had 2 players looking the other way.
Where are you at on this? Our preparedness to give up short corners in the sense of we never seem to send enough players out there. It's like we're confident. They played it really well.
They done it really well though, because what they done was when we had someone to go out to close the short corner down, Boubacar Kamara stood behind them.
Yeah.
So he's going, do I go and press the 2, but what if I leave this fella? And we weren't intelligent enough to send one out to him.
Yeah.
But on that corner, we looked the other way. So they took it and we were looking into the box and we turned round, they've already taken the shot.
Yeah.
And we don't press it. And obviously it goes back and the lads at Bailey, I think it is, isn't he? He's offside and then it comes back. Great strike from Moreno on the edge of the box.
2 bodies and all that,
I'll be honest, when he hit it, I knew it was in because then they tend to go past Jordan Pickford, them ones, and he hit it right in the corner. But the big thing was, how did it take 4.5 minutes to come up with that?
It's extraordinary.
People around me and even I was like, they're going to give it. Just fucking get on with it. Because you sat there going, what's happening? And the screens were here, Andy Townsend. And the only reason why I said to Barry Williams behind me, it'll be disallowed, because I've seen Andy Townsend going as if to say he comes back from and then goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, we might get away with this.
Yeah.
And then Zach was closer to it and he was like, it's offside.
Well, the thing about it was,
it just took so long.
No, I don't understand that.
Interfering with play though.
Bailey, because he went back, he played it, didn't he?
That's what I mean. But it's all about phases and all that crap.
No, he was offside.
No, well, it was offside because it went to him and then he come back.
See, when I saw it on the telly, because we're at the other end, I was just intrigued to see what was going on with Danjuma, which was fundamentally stopping him coming out to play them offside, wasn't
he ran over to the line, so he was fuming with the line.
Well, because the lad did it on purpose.
Of course.
He was holding on to him to make Bailey onside.
Absolutely,
So it should have just been a foul. Whether it was offside, it should have been a foul.
There was 2 reasons to disallow it, right?
It was a great strike, though.
Wasn't it? But it still took them forever.
But that was the thing. It just took so long. And again, it's funny because me and Zach were watching a Serie A game last night. Last night or Saturday? Might have been last night. And
doesn't know what day it is, mate.
No, because I'm trying to think when it was, but there was an offside. The AI thing, come on.
No.
Straight away.
It was on within 5 seconds, and Zach was like, why haven't we got this in the Premier League? I was like, they don't want it at the moment. But it was 5 seconds, and even if it was 8 seconds, you know.
But does the AI say regardless of where you are?
It picks up whoever it is.
Yeah, but offside's offside.
Yeah.
None of this interfering with play rubbish.
Yeah, but the Leon Bailey, it wasn't because he was interfering with play.
No, I'm just talking generally. I'm talking generally about the AI thing now.
I don't know.
Are we going to have a bloke way over there on the touchline who's offside?
No, because it'd be line of sight. Well, if he touches it, he's offside, which is what Bailey did.
So it's got to be The AI knows all about whether you've touched it recently or not. Okay, cool.
It's perfect. Well, it's 99%.
So you mostly eliminate this human error rubbish.
Well, you get rid of all the thing. And again, I think me and Ped have said this a few times. In my mind, I don't know whether you would see it like this, but and I think Ped sees it like this, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But in my mind, if I know that that's in, that to me is the same as that.
Yes.
So at Tottenham when Dan Zuma's won, and I'm looking and like
has it gone in?
It must
and the
have
ref just goes, nah.
Mate, they're playing on, the referee would have buzzed.
Yeah.
So you know it hasn't gone. And even you can look and go, oh my God, it was a mid-tees cock from going over the line.
But it was still offside.
Didn't go in.
Still offside. So offside. In this example, it would still be offside.
If they go like that and that goes in, and 10 seconds later, the linesman puts his flag up, or the referee goes like that or something, no goal, no goal, but it's
10,
within 10 seconds, you would go, he must be offside because it's.
Is that how long it takes, or you
it's
just
like,
picked?
Well, in Italy, the Italian one the other night was up within about 10 seconds.
Was it?
They just went, well, that goal, they were celebrating, and he went, right, there's it.
So literally, while they're running away, to celebrate.
You know that it is.
I heard that they took so long because they were deciding what size line.
Well, maybe it's the font size. No, but that's it, isn't it? You've got that thing, and I think for Villa fans,
maybe it's trying to decide how could they give it.
Right, look at that at Villa, like their fans, yes, they celebrate. It's a great goal.
Yeah.
You set the players are off celebrating, and the players walk back to the.
And then
because
the
if it was
starts.
me and the ref's doing a check, I'd get the ball and kick it back to Pickford.
Yeah.
And make so it makes more of a drama of it if they give the goals. You know, all of the. Listen, that'd be like Simeone.
But also,
I'm always looking for little things.
Playing, keep it up in the centre circle.
Exactly, so you're waiting. But for their fans, they're celebrating. And then obviously they start singing VARs. And they're right.
Yeah, well, we were joining it. So.
And Everton fans started joining, because it is crap. 4.5 minutes. And when you see it, you go,
what took so long?
It took 4.5 minutes for this.
What took so long?
You know, you can see the thing. So I just think, to me, that would remove
the fear
so
of getting
much
it wrong
crap
is what
out the
took
game.
so long. Yeah.
Wouldn't it, if it was just, I mean, I don't know, would it?
Of course it would.
But you know, if it's AI for you, would you just go, well, he's off then?
We're 15 league games away from getting rid of it,
I looked at the players and they were offside.
You which one?
I looked at our players and they were offside.
Because their reaction.
I watched their
where
reaction.
they are, yeah.
You're 100%. You watch footballers' reactions, you know straight away.
You know
yeah.
They know when people are offside. They can see down the line.
Yeah.
They know. They knew Bailey had come up the corner and come and say,
It was the same with the Corey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone now, me celebrating like he's miles off.
Yeah. We couldn't see.
Great goal. Like,
because of the depth of field, we don't know.
He just went to it.
We start thinking,
that's 1 second.
How is he so far clear?
Yeah. There you go.
It was the natural reaction.
Went in at half time 0-0. Coming out thinking, can we step it up a little bit? And we come out and I thought Villa controlled the ball better second half. But again, we had one moment with Dan Zuma which he didn't quite commit to at the far post, and it bobbled wide.
Yeah.
Come on with a little bit of a volley like that, and it bobbled wide, and then that was really it for us.
Yeah.
You know, in that second half, and for them, I thought we dealt with the straight balls.
we got deep, went deeper, didn't we?
We dropped
deeper.
a bit, give the ball up a bit, because I think the possession in the first half wasn't what it ended up. It was more like 43, 57, I think.
Yeah, it was close.
By the end, they had 70%.
Yeah.
It was. They did have a lot more and used the ball better, but we did defend very well. Thought Mikalenko was brilliant.
Again.
Absolutely brilliant.
Defensively,
once again.
it's very good.
Because Bailey didn't do much. Diaby
took him off, didn't they?
They took him off. I mean, there's been some talk from Villa fans that they should have had a penalty for Tarkowski's tackle.
Robust tackle.
Diaby. But he cleared the ball.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's a collision after it. Now, unless you're saying football now is non-contact, then you're going to get these moments, aren't you?
Well,
what's your take on it? I'm asking you.
my take on that is...
should they have had the penalty?
Not that long ago, Dominic Calvert-Lewin got sent off for something like 1 out of 10, and that was a 9 out of 10. So we don't know. It's very subjective, isn't it? I think in old money, and it's not even when we were kids or whatever, yeah, then that...
When I was a kid, when you were a kid, we're completely two different times,
well,
Dominic.
But... I'll live longer than you. But
yeah, that was menacing.
All right, John. I know today we might find out if Everton are getting charged again, but that's a bit of aggression.
But it's in old money, the tackle, which is a good old-fashioned tackle, confident in the player because he's in the box and he's still doing it. I'm going to clear this ball out, and I've cleared the player out as well. Good on him because I don't like him or whatever, right? But in the current game, endangering another player, too aggressive, all that sort of stuff, there are referees out there who would have found an excuse to give a penalty.
There are.
I don't know whether you could if
And then
you,
we
if
end
you
up with the
take
handbags
ball
as well.
the way he did, though.
He got booked for not giving a foul. So anything is possible.
The handbags, what did he get booked for? Complaining? Because
he
watched it on the telly, I don't know why he got booked.
He got booked for winning a tackle.
Yeah.
Which went out for a throw-in, which was given as a throw-in, so it wasn't a foul.
Yeah.
Then Douglas Luiz, the big shit out, good player, but big shit out, come in, started the kick-off, then retreated.
But Talk walked away quietly, which is how you do it.
He brought in the big guns.
He did. Yeah. The others got involved. Seamus got, and the next minute, Tarkovsky's called back to be booked.
Yeah.
Douglas Luiz doesn't even, they get like one of theirs booked.
Smuggle him away.
And Douglas Luiz doesn't even get booked.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking what Alicia Lehman doing now, because he can't wait to get home, so it's fair play.
Well, they took the left back off, didn't they, because he was going to get booked again.
But it was a bit, I mean, listen, it's a bit of a thingy, but I thought in general, we defended really well. They had a couple of moments. Thought John McGinn had curled one in on the edge of the box, which just went wide.
Yeah, keeper was a bit. Our keeper was a bit worried on that one.
He made a good. Should mention that he made another good save in the first half. Jordan Pickford from Leon Bailey at the near post was a good save. But there was a key moment when I did think they'd scored, and Ned's got the stills from it where Aston Villa break on the left. And he does really well to keep this in, because when that ball got played,
it looks like it's going
out. And
ditto.
I think it's Moreno, isn't it? He puts it back, take it on then into the middle. And when you see this cut back, it's Matty Cash, isn't it, who come on as a sub. I'm thinking this could be it. It rolling to him there, and Michalenko throws himself at it, and it's a fantastic block. Goal saving block, really. There was key moments. Great defending from Michalenko, like you say. I think I gave him man of the match. I thought he was excellent.
Sell him quick. Yeah.
Got a bang on the head as well for all his troubles off Tarkovsky. But that was a huge block, Ped. And,
big moments.
They're the big moments, aren't they? That get you the point.
And that shows you the mentality, doesn't it? The manager mentioned it in the after-match press conference about the mentality of the players. The players are prepared to do things like that. Seamus Coleman epitomises that, and that's why he's got the shirt at the moment. Michalenko, that was the thing which has always been there, but is being fostered, and now we're seeing a bit more of him. And that's why we are getting clean sheets, and defensively we do look so much better. And you've got to have that. I mean, and that's what's got us that point at the end of the day, because I don't think we were ever going to score. No. So, and that's our big issue at the moment. But that back four is our back four, isn't it? Let's be honest. There will be variations at right back.
Potentially, yeah.
But the manager...
But three and the goalie are certainly the mainstays, aren't they?
And I think Seamus would be number one. Would be number one, but I think he's confident enough in Ashley Young, clearly, and maybe less so in Patterson. But he's a work in progress, obviously. And they know what they're doing. Second half, they dropped a little bit deeper, and actually the most nervous moments apart from that was actually when Watkins dropped deeper and he took Branthwaite out a couple of times. Branthwaite trying to nick in.
He dived in.
He dived in twice and got done and spun, whereas maybe in those moments with a little bit more experience, he actually sits off and
I'd say that, but then Tarkovsky done one and he skipped past him as well. Went flying in towards him on the halfway line. What are you? Then he just skipped away.
Yeah, but I'm more it's about learning, isn't it? It's about learning, and both of them, with obviously, if you look at the heat maps from both of the players, it was around the penalty spot.
Yeah, listen, we had to, didn't we? Because they're very good at moving.
Good side of it. They could have gone equal joint top yesterday if they'd won the game.
The one thing I did sit there, I was a bit frustrated near the end with us, because maybe I'm just not used to it. I'm just not used to us not trying to win games of football. It's just weird. Even when we had crap teams, we'd always, and I'm talking even with Lamb, you try and win and you end up losing it. So that's just really a bit more of an attitude adjustment from me, really, that this is just the way it is right now. And they clearly got better footballers than us, so they handle the ball better. I was a bit, like I said, I was a bit surprised in them. I think if I'd have been a Villa fan, the last kind of 15, I'd have been expecting us to really go hell for leather and get the 3 points to go, because I thought we were there the same as I thought they were there. But the big thing I was looking at in the game, and this is big credit to Sean Dyche, to Wone and to Steve Stone, is that how competitive we are. That there's a team that could have gone joint top yesterday, and we were right in the game. Do you know what I mean? And if you take out the Wolves game, which we were poor, we were dreadful.
And the Villa one.
And Villa
They're the
away,
two,
which,
aren't they?
even though they put us to bed, we were dreadful as well. We have been competitive in most games this season. There's been variations. Arsenal, we basically just sat in our goal and we had no intention of trying to score, but we just hoped they didn't.
Yeah.
And Luton, I just thought we were a disgrace against Luton, to be honest. And Man United as well. Both of them games, I disagreed with Sean Dyche, who thought they were good performances. I thought they were dreadful. But in most games this season, we've been competitive, and that's what he's been able to do. He's dragged the durable now, team, that you've got to really, you're in a game kind of thing when you play against Everton. And that's a good thing, because we have been a soft touch for a couple of years. And even given he has had limited resources to work with, that's a big plus, I think, that we go forward.
I think that's what made almost like Wolves a standout away, was we were so all over the place in that game that you could say this is definitely the game where everything's caught up to us. But we are durable, and said that back four, you keep it together. Like Branthwaite's getting to the stage now where you look at him and think he's having better games than Tarkowski. So that's fine. It's just, as I said, it's...
I thought Onana had a good game as well.
I thought he'd done his job.
He's
and again,
had a good run, Onana, isn't he?
Because if the back four goes deeper, then obviously he has to go deeper. You know, Garner's very competitive, and it's about finding... Now, Decore has to hopefully step up a little bit on Wednesday. To me, it's more to do with the wide players. But I understand how the manager uses them. He wants them to work hard, get back into shape. The full-backs went narrow yesterday, and that means that they drop in and they create a complete, six almost across the back, isn't it?
Well, where we struggled early on, and you both saw this, was how much space Moreno had, but it was because John McGinn. So John McGinn was with that arse. We had to have two marking the arse because it was that bit. John McGinn.
One per cheek.
Yeah. John McGinn was dropping inside, so Jack Harrison was getting dragged into him, which meant Seamus was getting exposed with
Very
a
much
big...
so.
We did sort it out after about 20, 25 minutes, but they did have their moments. It wasn't quite there as much in the second half, but Harrison was blowing tugs
his
below me
energy
in the
levels
last
have dropped
15.
off as well.
He was knackered. And I thought the manager might have put Patterson there in front of Seamus just for legs.
What's different, certainly for them, when you look at them, how much pace they've got, how quickly they move. John McGinn, for what he is, doesn't stop moving.
No, he's
turning one way, turning the other way. The ball never stops moving. We're a bit more... We're slow, we're a bit more pedestrian on the ball, and everything seems to take time. And when Harrison gets it, it's like the cogs are working. Whereas when they got it, it was like boom, 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 boom.
Ironically, I thought bringing Tielemans on slowed them down. I thought they dropped the level from midfield. When he came on, they should have just left him to do whatever he does. Have a crossword or something, because he really... No, but he dropped their level in midfield.
He did.
Because they moved McGinn. But you could switch John McGinn. I just thought that was good for us.
No, you're right, and you could see, and I was speaking to Mrs. on one side.
And he is a good player, Tielemans, but I just think...
If he's not hitting them in from 30 yards, what's he doing?
But I was, to people around me, we were talking, because it did get a bit boring, didn't it? Like, and I said, well, what we decided clearly. So my question was, when do they decide? Actually, you know what, the draw will do. Right?
Well, there was about 10 minutes left, and they just started.
And that's when it was.
Around at the back,
and that's when it was. There
was, because we just retreated. If you remember,
we just very consciously.
Beto would come on and didn't really do much.
No,
but. And Dwight McNeil come on, looked like he'd been out the night before. He just looked so leggy, didn't he? And he, unlike him, he's normally everywhere. But we did just go and sit on, and I just thought they were so slow at the back, moving the ball near the end, that it looked... I was saying to Andy, these look like they've settled for a draw. It's like both teams are like, it's freezing. So we just go out.
You're waiting, aren't you? You're waiting for those moments. Like, the best moments came from their goal kicks. Breaking the press. And springing.
Well, he suck you in, don't he? When it works, they look so dangerous. Because they had a couple of breakaways where we got a last gasp tackling, or they didn't quite get it right, which might have been dangerous. But ironically, Everton had a couple of moments in injury time. So we had the Decore goal, which he was clearly offside, a good finish from. But then we had the one where I thought Jack Harrison, there was no need to try and bend it into Beto at the outside of his foot, because Coleman was steaming. If he'd just waited, he'd have played Seamus.
That's actually a good ball.
Beto didn't react because it got stuck under contact. If he'd have moved towards the ball, he'd have actually broken. And then we had basically the last kick of the game where James Garner got free. And we had three men in the box, and he couldn't find him, and it come out to Onana, and it's like, no one near you hit the target. he thought the target was the back road of Gladys Street and blazed it over. And there
For
you
Tony Bellew, it is. That is the target.
Maybe.
The target is the seat at the back of apparently of the Galaxy for Tony Bellew.
But it was one of them. And listen, 0-0. We've said loads of times, if it's one of them days, get something and move on with it. Other teams have managed to keep themselves out of trouble by getting draws. It was our only third draw of the season.
But it's that thing, isn't it? We talked about it in the match preview. It's that mental thing, isn't it? We were playing a team who's second in the league, who could have gone equal top, joint top, and we're looking at it going, oh, we're settling for a point against these, or why have we stopped playing? It's that mental thing of like, you go, no, it's Villa, we can get something, but they're a quality side. Never, ever going to win the league, because they're just nowhere near the level of Liverpool or Manchester City.
The flight they are.
They are flying, but
you do have that mental thing then, isn't it? Of like 13 points from the last 8 games or whatever it is, rather than you've lost 4 in a row.
And you got it.
1 point difference, but a massive.
If you can't, I mean, listen, we had there was a good result Friday night. You know, Luton drew at Burnley on Friday night, and it's like the level points, and we've gone back up. You know,
as you were then, again. It becomes as you were, and the games are running out.
We've had a difficult game against the team that could have gone. So that's how you'd have to look at it. And listen, we should be on 27 points. We should be looking at Europeans. I'm not saying Everton would be good enough to get into Europe, but that would be nice, wouldn't it, to go, oh, we're actually in the fight for Europe, even though we're probably not. I want to get back
to making videos like, would Europe be a distraction?
That's it, but
I want to get back to those
videos.
The
squad
on
a Thursday, Sunday.
Points taken off us.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that is a different narrative.
Yeah,
it is where it is, but we have, you know, if we got a few more of these points at different times this season, you know, we wouldn't be where we are.
You just pick 2 or 3 games out, can't you? So they got a point when we got none, or got 3 when we got 1. You'd be saying, bring on the bigger point deduction.
And that was, like I said before, Jordan Pickford, and obviously Everton have now got the most clean sheets in the Premier League.
Have we really?
Season, yeah.
Wow. So, well done, Jordan.
Fair play, you know.
Not bad for a man with short arms.
No, there you go.
Is that why he's punching all the time, to show, look, I have got arms?
I don't know, John. I couldn't speak for Jordan. Also knows that he's the top clean sheet keeper at the moment. And James Coleman became Everton's, was it, record
in the
Premier League, 350 odd, was it? 355, was it? Something like that. Whatever it was. A lot.
15 years, incredible serving to Everton football.
And the banner was good, wasn't it?
Banner was tremendous. What a great picture of that. And another good performance from him.
Yeah.
And he's a fantastic captain. We see that. We seen it yesterday when it was kicking off. He was in there.
He always gets first with the handbags, doesn't he?
He's in there, isn't he? Because he, you know, when he rises the crowd up, and when the goal was disallowed, he was basically like screaming. I had to go to the linesman first for not giving a foul. But we move on from it. You know, next game's Fulham away in the Premier League. That's a tough one. We have got the matter of Crystal Palace on Wednesday in the FA Cup. Let's have a look at the...
We've got Michael.
No, I was going to say, the man of the match.
He was.
I don't know whether
mine
he was
too.
yours too.
Yeah, he was mine.
There you go. 39 touches, 5 clearances, won 4 out of 5 of his duels, completed 4 out of 6 of his long balls, tackles 2, and you can see his heat map predominantly defensive in this one, but he is getting higher up the pitch. And
well, not yesterday he wasn't.
No, but he had a couple of moments in that game where he made overlapping runs, and that's why I was saying it's so important for the likes of Dan Juma just to thread him in there where he can cut it back. And another really good performance from him.
I think so.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the stats overall from the game. There we go. Everton 0, Aston Villa 0.
Ooh, bit high that average.
10 shots for Everton, 16 for Villa, 2 on target for the Blues. They come within about 4 seconds of each other.
Yeah.
5 for Aston Villa, 1 big chance each. 39% in Everton's sweet spot, the percentage-wise.
Yeah.
61 for Villa. I can't let this final word go without a mention for David Coote, who was...
the referee.
Just made a couple of strange decisions. Given offside, which Alonso hadn't given. I don't know how he worked that one out when he was in front of the play and the ball was there, that he blew his whistle and Alonso just went, offside, okay. Put his arm up against Better, which was a mad one. And booked James Tarkowski for winning the ball. And also seemed to react to what was going on the pitch before making a decision. So Ollie Watkins smacks Tarkowski in the face and cuts his mouth.
Yeah.
He then decides to give a free kick because everyone's booing. And then when he sees Tarkowski down after a bit, he just goes and books Watkins when he had no intention of booking him. And there was another couple of those moments, and you just wonder with referees what is going on. He wasn't, don't get me wrong, he wasn't sort of being way worse than him, but there was just a couple where you were like, how's he give that? Like, what's his thinking there, and why is he reacting to the crowd before he's give a decision? You know what I mean? Very, very
to the voice in his
very
ear.
strange. Who's the voice in his head though?
VAR.
Is he a piece?
See, I don't think VAR can interfere with
They'll
stuff
talk,
like that.
won't they? They're talking non-stop, all of them, aren't
So
they?
they're refereeing it then for you.
They're talking, aren't they? Remember when Howard does his stuff, he says, and we've taken a lot of the voices out, otherwise you wouldn't know what the hell was going on.
No wonder they can't give it the
So I think while he's...
if it's like a bleeding train
I
station.
think when the poor referees do... Poor?
Poor?
Yeah. What he's... Poor as in, he is poor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The poor referee is doing what he's doing. He's got both assistants, the fourth official, and some guys in Stockley Park all jabbering away.
I'm just wondering why I still can't believe Tarkowski got booked for winning the ball.
Me neither. I still don't
You'd
know.
either give a free kick and say that was excessive force, I didn't like that tackle, this is
Well,
why.
that was the incredulous bit from
Which he didn't.
100 plus yards away was...
The linesman just give a throw, and the linesman was like 2 foot
There was no
away.
foul given, and yet our man got booked, so then you assume it's because he's given a bit of chatter,
But he
don't
hadn't,
you?
because Everton got him away, and then...
That's what I mean. If you only see that when you get home and
It
see it
is
on the
mad
telly.
when someone runs into you and grabs you,
Yeah.
and then you just like move them away. You get booked when they've gone and instigated it. I just don't. That to me, Douglas Luiz should have been booked because he started the whole thing.
He did.
Ran over.
He
And
did.
then he went fully back,
did.
you know, put
Totally
his
in.
slippers on and back
Yeah.
down.
Mad.
Bit mad.
It is what it is.
I had to
History
mention,
now.
I had to mention because I had loads of messages going, what about Coote doing this and doing that? I had to bring it up. And it wouldn't be a final word if I didn't mention the retro. There you go. Right, we're
it.
just going to quickly do a couple of minutes of comments on Premier, Toffee TV Premier. Everyone else, if you want to join it, the link is in the description. You can watch our videos without ads. Go and do that.
No ads.
Give the video a thumbs up. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. See you later.